nabanggit ni Jerry, we also have, of course, a load of guests na talaga ng mga makakapagbigay sa atin ng mga latest sports balita also from their different events. And also joining us this afternoon is Abak Cordero. Hey, Abak, what's up?
Hey, dude. Okay lang po. Wala. Ako naman, inaabangan ko palagi yung countdown ni paring Jerry. Wala naman pala ngayon. Akala ko. Pero ako na magka-countdown para sa'yo.
Sige.
22 days na lang. Halloween na. Kaya abang-abangan nyo na. Malamang yan, naka-costume na naman tayo. Pagka natapat tayo.
Hindi na kailangan.
Oo. Ako, Manny Heist ako. Bagong-bago. Okay.
Ayaw mong
Dalawa po kayo. 2 oras po to, the Chasedown.
Alright. Kasama syempre ang ating mga batikan na sports writers. Ganun na rin syempre sa mga kaibigan na natin na nanonood. Ngayong hapon, let's all welcome everybody to the show. Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Chasedown. Yeah.
Bilis naman ng Chasedown.
Okay. Let's dish out our headlines. Simulan na natin sa isa sa mga pinakamalaking balita, not only here in our country, but also, of course, around the world, especially to our boxing fans. Boxing legend, our very own Manny Pacquiao has announced his retirement.
Next, showdown ng 4 na remaining teams sa PBA semis ating sulyapan.
Southeast Asian Games sa Hanoi, Vietnam. Tuloy sa Mayo 2022. Aba, may kasabay yatang big event yan. May 2022.
Ito naman, mga Pilipinong lifters, wagi ng mga medalya sa international events. Wow, very good. Good job. Pag-usapan natin mamaya yan.
Yep. At syempre, mamaya makakakwentuhan din natin, nonetheless, than the captain or team captain. Or, ito pa pala, sige, isa pang headline to. Isipin na natin, si Pau Gasol, hindi siya mag-guest. He has already retired. Yan ang naging announcement niya. But, nevertheless, ayun lang, katulad ng binabanggit ko kanina, yung mga bigating din nating bisita. We have with us later on the team captain of the Balditas, di ba? Yan ang tawag sa kanila, our Philippine Women's Football National Team. Miss Ina Palacios will be joining the Chasedown. Ganun na rin, of course, Games and Amusements Board Chairman, Mr. Baham Mitra. Tagal-tagal natin hindi siya kakakwentuhan. So mamaya, makakakwentuhan natin si Sir Baham. And also, joining us later on the show is one of our favorites from, of course, the Philippine team, women's team, basketball team at that. Ang ating head coach, Coach Pat Aquino, will also be joining us later para kukwentuhan niya tayo sa mga naging kaganapan nila in their international competition. But mga headlines. At yun nga ang pinakamabigat na balita, kumbaga last week, of course, everyone was so busy here in our country with the filings of the COCs, di ba? Yan ang mga talagang bumanner sa ating mga headlines. Pero ito, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, kung hindi
Nawala si Riza.
Oo nga, nagkakaroon ng technical difficulty si Riza. Actually, kanina pa before tayo mag-umpisa, medyo nahirapan. Anyway, tuloy natin kwentuhan. Ito nga ni Riza na hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas. Kumbaga yung naging ingay nung announcement. We're talking about the retirement of our champion, our idol, our icon, our legend in boxing, si Manny Pacquiao. Via video yung pinost niya na video na announcement na kanyang retirement. So yung announcement niya yun was last September 29 10 araw pagkatapos siyang ideklaran siya, yun na nga, tatakbo for president. So inihiyag niya ito sa pamamagitan ng 14 minutes, medyo mahaba yung video na yan, na pinamagatan niyang goodbye boxing. Naku, naiiyak si Ahambak. Ba't kaya naiiyak to? Parang alam ko, ba't ka naiiyak ha? Na inalabas sa isang social media account. Sa video na ito, syempre, nagpasalamat si Senator Manny Pacquiao sa lahat ng mga tao na tumulong sa kanya para maabot niya yung estado niya sa larangan ng boxing. At tinapos ni Manny Pacquiao ang kanyang career na may record na 62 wins, 8 losses, 2 draws, at may 39 wins by knockout. So sa kabuuan ng kanyang career, nanalo siya ng 12 major titles, the only fighter to win 8 different weight divisions, at natatanging boxer na nakahawak ng world title sa 4 na magkakaibang dekada. Ba, mahaba yan. Ito lang, syempre, actually yung linabas siya na 14-minute video, napanood din natin eh. From start ng kanyang career, yung mga nag-handle sa kanya, from the time na yung manager niya, si the late Rod Nazario, tapos sinawakan siya ni Freddie Roach, tapos yung mga laban niya sa iba-ibang boxers, eto matagal to actually kayong dalawa Abak and Jerry. Medyo majority ng kanyang fights ni Senator Manny, pati yung last fight niya against sa Ugas nakoberan ninyo. Abak, naluluha ka kanina eh. Pero para sa Philippine sports, ano itong ibig sabihin nung pagkaka-retire ni Manny Pacquiao? Siguro hindi lang Philippine sports, sa larangan na rin ng boxing internationally.
Well, let's welcome back our Panyero, Risa Diaz.
Go ahead, Abak. Tell us about the impact of Manny Pacquiao's retirement in the world of boxing.
Well, generally, not only for Philippine boxing or Philippine sports, his retirement leaves a big void, a vacuum, because si Manny Pacquiao, for once, he became the face of boxing. And dahil dyan, dala-dala niya ang buong Pilipinas, for whatever honor or victory that natatamo naman niya sa loob ng boxing ring, siyempre, sabihin mo lang para sa pamilya niya yan, para sa sarili niya yan, pero more importantly, para sa bansa natin yan. Dahil nakita mo naman, Philippine flag ang winawagayway palagi sa ring. And no other athlete, I think, in fairness to the great ones that came before him, but no other athlete from the Philippines achieved what Senator Pacquiao has done in the field of sports. He became a global superstar. Ibang-iba Siyempre, meron tayong mga Flash Elorde, meron tayong mga Paeng Nepomuceno, meron tayong mga Lydia De Vega, mga Efren Bata Reyes, the great ones, But in fairness to them, malayo ang there is no point of comparison pa nga to me, dahil si Manny, si Senator, talagang he became a global superstar. Nakasama natin yan, Jerry, kung saan bansa natin nakasama. Nakita mo naman.
Yes.
Mapa Asia, mapa Amerika, mapa Mexico, kahit saan, kahit sa Puerto Rico. Talaga namang pagkasama mo si Manny, para siyang ambassador at large ng Pilipinas. So with his retirement, malaki ang kawalan. Sino ang papalit, hindi ba? Sa akin naman, there's no such thing as the next Manny Pacquiao, because there will be no Manny Pacquiao. Magpasalamat na lang tayo that in this generation we witnessed the exploits of Manny Pacquiao. And to me personally, I can say na some of the proudest, if not the proudest moments for me as a sports writer were those covering Manny Pacquiao's fights.
Definitely. It's one of the highlights of our careers as sports journalists. At hindi lang yon, you remember those times na Manny Pacquiao really brought the Philippines together as one. Yung lahat tayo hindi lalabas ng bahay para manood ng laban niya. Brought families together, and it's always nice to reminisce these memories that he will always leave with us, as per boxing would have been. And again, we wish him luck in the next endeavors that he's going to enter, kasi we all know that he's going to run for the presidency come 2022. Mahaba pa ating magiging kwentuhan sana about Manny Pacquiao, but we have to take a break. So we're going to pause for a very quick one. When we come back, may mga kwentuhan pa tayo at may mga bisita tayong ipapakilala. Kaya wag po kayong aalis. Magbabalik po ang The Chasedown. We'll be back.
Aga ng break
welcome back to the Chasedown. Sa mga kasama natin na nanonood just now, I'm Riza Diaz, Waylon Galvez is joining us, Aba Cordero, at ganoon na rin si Jerry Ramos. We're missing Saldi Perez, but nevertheless, it is going to be a fun afternoon. Binabati din natin yung mga nanonood sa atin via live stream sa ating Facebook page. Kamusta po kayo dyan? At syempre, yung mga nakikinig sa atin sa Radyo 5, 92.3 News FM. Magandang hapon po sa kanila. Sana nag-enjoy po kayo sa ating sports kwentuhan. Pinagkukwentuhan po natin yung mga latest kaganapan tulad na lang nung pagre-retiro nga ni Coach Manny Pacquiao na talaga namang naging very impactful sa sports world. Hindi lang syempre sa ating bansa but also with the PBA. Now, marami pa tayong sports or PBA but also the world. Now, marami pa tayong ibang topics tulad ng nasabi ko, PBA, football, or even athletes that are entering the world of politics or have submitted at least their candidacy to enter the world of politics. Pero bago yan, syempre, ipapakilala muna natin ang ating bisita dahil handang-handa na siya. We are so grateful that, he's always accommodating to our invitation whenever we would ask for his presence. And marami siyang ikukwento sa atin because I know him and of course his team. Ang kanyang mga players, they just came back from an international tournament. So, wag na natin patagalin pa. Let's welcome the head coach of Gilas Pilipinas Women and also head coach of the NU Lady Bulldogs, the legendary NU Lady Bulldogs who won 6 times in the UAAP as champions, and also he's a double gold medal winner in the Southeast Asian Games. We have with us our good friend, Coach Pat Aquino is joining the Chasedown. Hi, Coach Pat!
I don't.
Coach Pat, I think your microphone is mute. Can you please turn on your mic so we can hear you?
Sorry.
Hindi naman.
Hi, good afternoon, guys. Thank you for the invite.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Thank you, Coach. How are
morning.
you? Are you home? Are you in quarantine as we speak?
I'm still in quarantine right now. Siguro, matagal pa. 5 araw pa ulit.
Alam namin,
Okay.
pakiramdam niya.
Gising lang ni Coach.
So, paano yan, Coach? Medyo namimiss ang outside world, or are you taking this opportunity to, slow things down, take a break? You've been very busy.
Yeah, probably that also. I just wanna take a rest for a while and then paglabas natin dito, trabaho na ulit. May Blackwater na ulit tayo. So yeah.
Okay, bago natin pag-usapan, Coach, yung Blackwater, total na, banggit mo na rin yan. Let's talk first about, of course, the FIBA Asia Cup stint. Kwentuhan mo naman kami.
Yeah, siguro we'll start with yung yung bubble namin in Lipa. We started siguro mga almost 3 weeks before leaving the country, and it was very difficult for us dahil we had to go away from our family, and then yung mga bata first time in a bubble, and so very very hard for us at start, but eventually nakuha rin namin yung rhythm namin. Doon na rin kami nagkasama-sama for the first time after nung SEA Games nung 2019. So nag-practice kami sa Summit Point Golf and Country Club. Thank you for GM Vic De Guzman for accommodating us and giving us to use the facility. And then tumira kami sa Jet Hotel. Courtesy of yung mga tumutulong sa atin, mga sila Dodo Milicor, tsaka Dale Villawan, lahat na tumulong sa amin. Maraming salamat. And siguro nung start namin, nung umalis kami, medyo marami pa nangyari. May bagyo pa. Nagbumagyo pa nun. Nagpa-practice kami, bumabagyo. So, and then, siyempre, mga swabbing, medyo tense, nakaka-stress. Kung sana lahat negative, every day. And then, nung time na umalis na kami, nagka-problema pa si Afril, naiwan siya for 1 day. So he has to follow us. I thought di na makaka-follow, but eventually, nakarating si Afril doon. And on the day na dumating kami, naka-practice kami one time, and then pasok na kami sa bubble. So when pumasok kami sa bubble, medyo mahirap nang gumalaw dahil nasa bubble ka na. And first game namin, the mighty China. So medyo nagulat yung mga bata after, siguro this is their first game after 2 years na. So nagulat yung mga bata. Medyo marami kaming hindi na nagawa. So eventually sunod-sunod yun for 3 straight games. Medyo nahihirapan talaga kami mag-adjust with having four new players din, mga players na bata. But eventually on their last game, yung pinaka-importanting game na pag nanalo ka doon, you would stay pa rin sa Division A, which is against India. And what I only told them that, we have to win. That's yung pinakamalaking sulat ko dun sa board. We have to win. And buti na lang, they still competed despite yung mga losses namin. Mahirap bumalik with those losses. But eventually, they played together and they competed and we won. So we're staying at Division 8 pa rin.
Yep, that 74-70 win was very important indeed to close that campaign. Abak Cordero has more questions for Coach Pat. Go ahead, Abak.
Afternoon, Abak.
Hi, Coach. Mahaba na buhok natin, ha?
Okay.
Pero, Coach, yung 10-day quarantine na yan sa hotel, na-experience namin ni Jerry last month yan, almost, ano? Ang hirap talaga hindi ba?
Ang hirap. Isira ulo mo dito.
Pati nga yung bote na shampoo ko, tsaka yung mga vitamins, binasa ko na lahat yung nakasulat pag nakahiga ako sa kama.
Sabihin mo na, naglaba ka.
Ayun na yung kagandahan. Nalabahan ko lahat ng dala kong damit galing sa biyahe. Anyway, Coach, with all the restrictions and protocols, kwento mo nga yung training. Gaano bang kahirap bago kayo umalis? Para alam natin kung gaano kahirap mag-train under the strict health protocols.
Actually, yung na-postpone. We were supposed to start siguro a month before and then na-postpone because of the pandemic and the protocols of IATF. And then, mga less than 3 weeks lang saka alam kami nakapag-practice, and through the help of SBP nagawa namin ang paraan. And ang hirap, yun nga, sabi ko, it's not just physically, you have to be physically fit, but mentally fit also. Like, yung mga iniisip mo, baka magkasakit. From the hindi. So, but eventually, we started practicing and naging comfortable na yung mga bata sa isa't isa, miski mga coaching staff. And we tried our very best yung sa shortened period of time na nag-training namin, mapagawa namin yung kailangan namin i-prepare going forward to the tournament. So, buti naman, madali sila nagkakakilala dahil nagkakakilala naman sila. But, away from basketball for almost 2 years, medyo talaga mahirap physically and then, mentally talaga, sabi ko sa'yo. It's so hard, we have to practice twice a day. Minsan nga, 3 times a day pa kami dahil kasi nga, kailangan yung conditioning. Fortunately, bumagyo pa. Sabi ko kasi nandun kami sa gym, bumabagyo. Dumaan yung bagyo talaga. So paglabas namin, muntik pa kami hindi makauwi sa hotel. So, kasi baha at saka dahil punong bumagsak. So talagang, sabi namin, with all those things na nangyayari sa amin, sana naman maging fruitful yung tournament na to for us. So, thank God na naging fruitful naman.
One more question, Coach. Pero despite all the hardships and the challenges, it's still a valuable experience. Ang question ko, are you still willing to do it again? Pagka may opportunity, the players, are they willing?
Yeah, definitely. We were so happy that that we joined the tournament. After 2 years of nothing. And we were not just happy to be there, but we're happy to play again, and express siguro sabihin natin na yung mailabas yung mga tagal nang gustong makapaglaro. At saka, and then you're representing your country pa. Medyo solemn yung dating nun eh. So talagang anytime na may kailangan ng bansa, talagang we'll do all of this again for the country.
Okay, very good, Coach. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Jerry, go ahead.
Hi, Coach.
Hi, Jerry. How are you? Sorry
Hello. Sabi mo nga kanina na bigla yung mga bata na nung first game pa lang against China na, but yung sa Australia napanood ko you were battling it out at least for the first half, no? Talagang lumayo na lang nung second half na, no? So how was it yung experience na gano'n, battling against this world mga powerhouse teams? Yes, China and Australia.
It's very difficult right now. Kami, almost 3 weeks lang kami nag-prepare. Galing pa sila sa Olympics. So medyo mataas yung moral nila. And then kakalabanin mo sila. Medyo talagang disadvantage kami. Height pa lang, talo ka na.
Yes.
But I was so proud of the girls that they still kept fighting despite the hardship that we gone through, despite na yung kalaban mo talagang prepared sa'yo, but they kept fighting, and then yung mga bata, yung mga bago natin, talagang tulong-tulong sila, hindi sila nag-iiwanan. Yung mga ates nila, tinutulungan ko anong problema. Kasi very difficult tong tournament na to. It's just, it's like just 4 days, 5 days lang, and every day you practice. You have game in the morning, you have practice in the morning, game in the afternoon, adjust ka na naman. You have to adjust every day. So I was so happy na nakakapag-adjust din sila ng quick, nadadalian din sila. But again, yun nga lang, talagang napakalakas ng mga kalaban. And hopefully, being here again for the next 2 years na nandito ka pa rin sa level na to, would, siguro we'll be preparing more, and hopefully yung level nila maabutan na rin natin.
Siyempre, Coach, alam naman natin yung international tournaments, talagang araw-araw yung laro but siyempre ang hirap din mag-adjust, especially this time of the pandemic, hindi ba?
Tama ka doon, Jerry. Siguro mas lalo na may kasama ka mga bago. So mahirap talagang ipagawa yung gusto mo talagang mapagawa, or ginagawa naman nila, but short palagi. So we try to do simple things that they can easily understand and easily follow. So alam ko nga, marami nagsasabi, ba't nandyan pa kayo? Ba't di na lang kayo bumaba sa level 2? Mas kakayanin natin. But we're here. This is the purpose of joining this kind of tournaments, to be in this level. And you just have to prepare next time. And I know it's so hard, lalo na for us na in yung sitwasyon natin dito sa Pilipinas, yung pandemic, talagang walang basketball, walang laro talaga for the past 2 years. And just happy na we represented and we played again.
One last thing, Coach. Si Ella Pardo, kasama yung bang bumalik or
No,
tumuloy na siya ng US?
Yeah, she went straight to the US kasi late na siya. Meron na siyang training sa States. So after the tournament, halos sabay naman kami umalis. On the 4th din. Yun na lang, diretso na siya sa States. Kami, diretso na Pilipinas.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Jeff.
Waylon.
Coach Pat.
Boss Way, how are you?
Tatanong ko sana, kailan mo kami ayain mag-golf Pero saka na natin pag-usapan yun.
Pwede. Meron
Coach,
tayong mga kaibigan dyan saan.
Coach, siyempre after nung medyo tough losses yung nangyari sa atin sa preliminary stage ng tournament Pero dun sa classification against India, kumbaga parang, di ba parang after tough losses, medyo mahirap i-encourage yung team. Basically yung sinabi mo sa mga players para, di ba, to come back and fight for flag and country?
Yeah. Sabi ko lang sa kanila before was, let's forget about all the loss. But don't forget the experience you got from them. And I know naman na you could do better. And if you play together, yun lang yung lagi ko sinasabi. Just play together and compete hanggang sa kakayanin mo. Hanggang matapos yung buzzer, kailangan nakikipag-compete kayo. And naging positive naman. Yung is some really came out, like for example, Kate Castillo was struggling the whole first 3 games and then exploded the last game with 7 3 points. And with Afriel still at helm, at saka si Janine Ponteos who started us with a bang with 17 points agad. So talagang nakakatuwang panurin, nakakatuwang yung pakiramdam mo, yung parang kang nag-champion nung natapos yung laro. Talaga ang saya-saya namin na still with this kind of team, with this kind of preparation, nakuha pa rin natin, nandiyan pa rin tayo. But again, sabi ko nga sa kanila, let's not stop. Let's continue what we're doing and let's try to improve more para makipag-compete naman talaga tayo. Yun yung naman yung expect ng mga kababayan natin, talagang makipag-compete ka hanggang dulo, miski na anumang klaseng team meron ka, maliit ka man or mabilis ka man, pero kailangan talaga lalaban ka. And I think they showed it naman. And that's a good start again after the pandemic that we are, we could do more on this. We could follow up on this mga ganitong laban.
Coach, tama ka. Idol natin yan. Si Janine Ponteos. Miski payat lakas ng loob niyang batang yan. Coach, ito na lang, syempre, medyo matagal pa yung next Asia Cup, in 2 years pa So, ano siguro yung next for the women's team? Ano din yung learnings na pwede nating bitbitin in the next tournaments that Gilas Women's will play?
Actually ngayon, meron pa tayo ulit sa February na pre-qualifying tournament for the World Cup. So, which is the World Cup will be held in Australia next year in September. So, meron sa February na sana yung mas ma-prepare natin yun mabuti. And then, of course, try to invite Jack Animam again and some of the Phil-Am na yung mga nire-recruit natin who were not available this time. So, but sabi nila sa akin, they will be available by that time. So, yun lang. And then, siguro, yung sabi ko sa'yo, for the future, siguro, ito na yun, yung sinama mo yung mga we have 4 newcomers, talaga mga bata, na talagang kailangan ma-experience na nila itong ganitong laban. And siguro with that, siguro it will be a lesser adjustment at the end of the day. But then again, kailangan talaga yung pinaka-importante talaga preparasyon. Kasi like for example, when we won the Southeast Asian game, it's like 1 whole year kami nagpe-prepare going into that tournament. And kasi ganitong mga liga, kailangan talaga maganda yung preparasyon mo, maganda yung recruitment mo. And makakita tayo ng mga bagong talent pa. Mas maganda.
Okay.
Coach, okay lang po kami sama sa golf. Sa Australia mo na lang kami isama.
Pwede.
Lisa?
Naisip mo pa yun.
Alright. Now, may oras pa kasi tayo, Coach. Nabanggit mo na rin na after quarantine, balik trabaho ka na with Blackwater. Makikibalita na rin po kami with Blackwater. We all know, of course, the team got eliminated already. It perhaps wasn't the best, outcome that team had prepared for and hoped for this conference. So, ano na pong timeline? Balik ensayo na po kayo kagad?
Yeah, I think we were starting already. Nagkakaroon na kami ng mga small groups. With Coach Ariel at helm already, and they've been having meetings already, trying to figure out what's a good start for us. We want a fresh start. I think Coach Ariel has mandated everybody to know this is going to be the new Blackwater team or the Blackwater bossing. So hopefully, with all those start namin or mga ginagawa ni Coach Ariel will be, beneficial in the coming tournament, in the coming conference. And we're looking for for an import now. They've been having selection already. Hopefully, we get a good import. Makuha namin import. And happy naman si Boss Joe about what's happening. And hopefully, maging happy siya the whole time. Hindi na siya nagagalit.
Yeah.
Boss
And
Joe.
I mean, we understand where Boss Justel Ducy would be coming from. You know, ano naman din talaga. Kahit sino naman din siguro magiging, you'll feel certain way. Coach Pat, teka, ang dami biglang tanong. Because again, of what you just said, your new recruits, you have trades, big ones. You let go of Simon and Ciso. Now you have Rashawn McCarthy in the roster. We know small groups pa lang at syempre hindi pa natin nakikita, but what kind of contribution are you looking for, Rashawn? We know Coach Ariel and Rashawn have a relationship prior to the PBA. Do you think it's going to be a big factor, a help to the team?
Probably. I mean, yung personal friendship nila ni Sean McCartney is as a factor, one factor of, making new changes, sabi nga nila. We're not just looking for talented players, but yung people that would be coming in, would be helping out, would talagang all out sila. Dahil kasi nga, sabi ko, sinabi nila, let's try, siguro sabihin natin, yung family bonding. Parang ganyan, hindi yung papasok tayo, kanya-kanya tayo, or may grupo tayo dito, may grupo dyan, may grupo. So, to try to avoid that kind of situation again, and hopefully, we can do it.
Okay, Chasers, Waylon, do you have a question for Coach Pat?
Dahil lang syempre yung Blackwater Coach, baka naman di na ba ibebenta bigla uli yung team ninyo?
I don't think so. I think Boss Joseldo is very committed about the league and the franchise. As a fact, with Kusana, wala siyang pakialam. He didn't do anything. But he's still, still very hands-on with this. And hopefully nga, sabi nga, with maraming drafts kami for the coming drafting next year. So medyo sabi niya, eto talagang akin na to, hindi na wala nang alam niyo na. Wala nang mga trade or whatever, but we'll start with this, sabi namin, it's a good sign that our boss is looking forward for the future of the franchise, and that's better.
Pero Coach, officially ikaw ang designation mo sa team
as assistant coach pa rin. I mean, I know I've been out for quite some time because nga very busy rin with the national team and then with recruiting and everything, but I try to, as much as possible, try to help, like siguro with now bago at least may tulong ulit tayo bago.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Jerry, go ahead.
Coach, ito lang, medyo tricky question lang. Kung
Ayan na.
Kung ikaw ba yung naging coach ng UP, bibitawan mo itong Gilas Women's Team?
I don't think so. I think it doesn't hinder anything about but syempre medyo mahirap. But we'll still be I'll be still the head coach of the Gilas Pilipinas Women, but unfortunately hindi ako nakuha na UP, so still still focusing on my job right now, and yun ang pinakamaganda doon, nandiyan pa rin, di ba? Nandiyan pa rin tayo.
Things happen for a reason.
Yeah. Abak, do you have further questions?
Okay na. Okay lang ako kay Coach. Thank you, Coach.
Bago natin let go si Coach. Coach, semis na. Siyempre, updated ka naman sa nangyayari sa PBA. Kunin naman yung opinion mo. We have 4 teams now that are left competing. TNT versus SMB, 2-1. Meralco versus Magnolia. Kanino ang championship na to sa tingin mo, Coach?
Yan ang
Ang hirap magsalita. Pero I think what I saw yesterday, well, I saw last night the game between TNT and San Miguel. I mean, TNT is playing
Yeah.
very good as a team. You know, yun yung siguro, ano nila yung top nila ngayon. Talagang maganda yung camaraderie ng mga players nila. And that's what's good to see in the PBA. Nag-a-adjust na not like before, siguro medyo parang isang tao lang yung gumagawa. Ngayon, lahat eh. So, magandang panurin, magandang bigyan ng ano. But, sabi ko, Whiskey Meralco also is doing their job. And Magnolia, syempre, maganda yung matchup nila. Nila Paul Lee, and then yung mga bago, yung mga bata na sila Newsome, talagang bakbakan. Maganda yung semifinals ngayon. Hopefully, the winner comes out, the best talaga. And wala akong masabi kung sino. Basta good luck sa kanila lahat. I mean, I'm seeing good vibes again.
Nakasagot si Coach.
As a basketball fan, when you see teams, competing at the highest level, at every game, nakikita mo nagbabakbakan talaga. Sarap panurin. And that's what PBA wants. I mean, I think it is a start for all the teams and the coaches to remind us that, people will watch if we're gonna do, we're all out all the time. Yun lang sa akin.
Right. We've seen the quality of games that we have recently, even, minus the fans. I can only imagine kung may fans in the stadium, kung gaano naging kaingay when, games are won by 2 points on the last play.
Buzzer beater. Yeah.
Nice. Kagulo talaga ng malalayan. But thank you, Coach Pat, for joining us this afternoon. May mga gusto po ba kayong pasalamatan? Siyempre, yung mga sumuporta sa Gilas Pilipinas Women's team natin.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to say thank you to President Al Pandillo for really trusting us and giving us, for giving us this chance again to play again with the help of SAP, Ryan Gregorio, Sir Butch Antonio, and of course, Executive Director Sunny Barrios. Also, I'd like to thank Wilnor, who helped us also financially. And then, papasalamat din again ako sa Summit Point Golf and Country. Mga boss, pwede tayo mag-golf doon under GM Big Guzman. Anytime daw, well, makakasama natin yan. And then, of course, Jet Hotel, talagang nag-provide sa atin ng home away from home sa mga bata for the past bubble natin. And to all the supporters of ng Gilas Pilipinas Women, sana magtiwala pa rin kayo, nandiyan pa rin kayo sa tabi namin, and we'll do our very best again next time.
Okay.
All right. And hopefully, Coach, magkita-kita po tayo soon sa PBA naman. Yan ang mas malapit na. Siguro in about a month. All right. Coach Pat Aquino, always
Coach,
thank you so much.
Tulog na ulit, Coach.
Wala ginawa, puro-puro na dito.
Stay safe and healthy, Coach, and send our best regards to your players in the national team. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Bye, Coach.
There you have it, Coach Pat Aquino, again, head coach of Gilas Pilipinas Women's basketball team. Who again, of course, and masipag. That's one thing that I love about him. Hindi madali kasi to coach a team that is not as popular, let's say, as men's basketball. Talagang marami silang kinakailangang suporta. And what I love about Coach Pat is his dedication that is genuine from the start. And no matter how hard it got, nandyan pa rin siya. Hindi niya talaga binibitawan. And you even heard it kay Jerry sa question niya. If he was appointed head coach of UP, if ever he got that position, he would still fight to be training and coaching the ladies and the girls. And that's somebody that we need for this program. Kasi for me, it's hard to develop kung papalit-palit tayo ng coaches. And you have someone like Coach Pat who's dedicated, willing to go out of his way. That's a gift. So, Coach Pat, mabuhay ka and thank you so much. Balikan natin yung mga ilan nating balita kasi kanina pinag-uusapan natin si Senator Manny Pacquiao, who announced, of course, his retirement from boxing. And eventually, now he's entering the world of politics on a higher level. We know he's already a senator, but he's wanting to, of course, get the top post, which is the presidency. But bukod kay Manny Pacquiao, meron pa tayong mga sports personalities na ano na rin, na mukhang sasabak na rin sa mundo ng politika. Isa dyan sa mga nagbigay ng pinaka-shocking na balita is James Yap. He announced his candidacy as he filed, of course, his candidacy to be a councilor in the 1st District of San Juan. So, yung mga pictures na pinapakita namin ay yung araw na nag-file nga siya ng kanyang COC. Tatakbo with, of course, the Rain or Shine and Last Two Painters player, James Yap, is none the less than Mayor Francis Zamora. Nandun siya sa ticket nila. Ganun na rin ang kanilang Vice Mayor na si Warren Villa. There's also other players in the same ticket running for councilor. We heard Paul Artadi, his teammate in the UA Red Warriors, is also running for councilor in the same ticket. Meron pa nga silang parang tinatawag na tama ba yun? Parang first five. Kasi they have James Yap in that ticket. They have Paul Artadi. And if I'm not mistaken, they also have Don Aliado. Again, we all know who Don Aliado is, former PBA player, in the same ticket. And of course, si Coach, or rather si Mayor Francis Zamora na alam naman natin isa ring basketball fan. So bukod dyan, may mga iba pang personalities na tatakbo sa paparating na eleksyon. Ang notable dito, Vergel Meneses is running for second term in Bulacan, Bulacan as mayor. Si Sir Munsur del Rosario, tatakbo daw po as senator. Ganon din si Sir or Deputy Speaker, Mr. Mikey Romero. He is seeking for re-election as a top candidate of One Pacman party list. Coach Ato Agustin, seeking for re-election also as a member of Sangguniang Panglungsod ng San Fernando, Pampanga. Richard Gomez is also running for Ormoc City for Congress naman. Ito ang isa sa mga shocking na balita. Alvin Patrimonio, the captain, is running for mayor in Cainta.
Mayor.
At hindi lang dyan natatapos ang ating listahan. I mentioned Don Aliado. Dodot Jaworski, after his hiatus with politics for almost a decade, is running again for vice mayor sa Pasig City. Ang kanyang mayor is Vico Soto. And ito pa, Charo Soriano is running for councilor in Tugigaraw. And if I'm not mistaken, kahapon nabasa ko rin, Michelle Gumabaw is also running to get a seat sa lower house. Tama ba, Jerry, for party list? Diba, Waylon?
Party list. Yes. Tama.
Yes. So, I believe yesterday was the last day of filing of COCs. So yan ang ating mga sports personalities na tatakbo sa paparating na halalan. Your thoughts, guys. It's nothing new that we see, sports personalities make it, even, be successful in politics. We've seen Senator Freddie Webb, of course, Senator Manny Pacquiao, Senator Sonny Jaworski. Bukod pa dun yung mga napakarami nating mga nasa LGUs, kumbaga, local government, yung mga nasa mga mayors. It's nothing new, and we wish them the best kasi ibang ibang bakbakan tong politika. But a lot of them has also proven na meron naman silang ibubuga din sa politics. Abak, what are your thoughts about these athletes, wanting to cross that world of politics from sports?
Let me think. Hindi, sa akin naman, as long as they are willing to help, yan naman ang number one dyan eh. Kung ang nasa puso mo is kung paano tumulong sa kapwa, hindi ba? Huwag mo na isipin yung iba pang plano o intensyon o Basta gusto mong tumulong at gagawin mo lahat ng makakaya mo para sa bayan. Ikaw naman, you have the right.
Parang nang
campaign manager.
Ay, banggitin natin.
speech ka.
Jerry, si si Buboy, tatakbo na yung Vice Mayor.
Oh,
Pati ang head security ni Senator Manny Pacquiao na si Kaloy
si
Homo,
Romo.
tatakbo rin yata ang konsehal, ano? So,
Oo.
again, as long as you have the proper intention to
Mhm.
help.
Nasa Plaza
takbo na ng
Miranda eh.
takbo, Okay lang
Jake
yan.
Hoson,
Basta,
tatakbo rin.
Jake Hoson din, party list yan, frontliners. Di ba? Lahat naman yan. Basta mag-intention, go, go, go. Di ba? Pero in district, parang district 8 connection, yung kina James Yap, yung kila Mayor Zamora. Okay, good luck sa inyo lahat. Good luck.
Yes, good luck sa ating mga atleta na again sasabak na sa mundo ng politics. We'll give you updates on them as of course we go on with the show in the next coming weeks. Yes, Waylon, you want to add something?
Ang medyo interesting dyan, although nag-file si James, who is currently in Italy, bakasyon siya for I think like a month. Binisita niya yung family niya muna doon before bumalik sa ensayo in November ang trainer Shine. Interesting na kung sakaling pala rin siya manalo I don't know Jerry kung tama ako. Wala pang active player sa PBA at least na kumbaga in office na naglalaro. So if ever manalo siya as konsehal siguro baka siguro siya ang first na basketball player still active and kasi matatapos yung contract niya sa Rainer Shine this December pero hindi pa siya, sabi din naman niya na nakausap natin siya hindi siya retired although pinasok sa politics so he's hopeful pinayagan naman siya ni boss Raymond Yu and boss Terike na to enter politics pero the fact na babalik siya sa Pilipinas next month or later this month and ensayo siya for Rainer Shine this November ibig sabihin hindi niya tinatalikuran ng basketball and tingin din niya magiging vehicle niya tong basketball while serving the people of at least the first district of San Juan, Riz.
All right, let's see. It's going to be an interesting, definitely, 2022 ahead of us. Magiging busy tayo come May. Yes, Jerry?
Actually, Riz, niloloko ko nga si Magnolia coordinator, liaison coordinator nila. Si Jojo Peralta. Sabi ko,
okay.
Oo, yung mga tumatakbo
Jojo.
ng local positions mga puro Magnolia players like si Cap, Alvin Patrimonio, James Yap, si Don Aliado, Paul Artadi. Buti nga si Coach Jason Webb hindi na yata tatakbo as konsehal ng Parañaque ngayon Otherwise, biro mo limang personalities yan from the pure foods franchises. Franchise. Oo.
Tama.
Di ba tatakbo si Jojo?
Siguradong tatakbo sina Calvin Abueva kasi in the running pa sila for championship. Yan ang matinding takbuhan. But anyway, our second guest is already ready. So we'll go back to the news later on kasi marami pa tayong sports balita pero kasama natin and if I'm not mistaken, first time niya sa the Chasedown. So let's all give a warm welcome to our second guest, who happens to be the team captain of Philippine Women's National Football Team. Miss Ina Palacios is joining us. Good afternoon, Ina. Hi.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Thank you
Hello,
for joining us. How are you? Congratulations.
Salamat. Nakauwi na din. Sa tagal din nun.
Yeah, well, our big congratulations for qualifying for the second straight time sa AFC Women's Asia Cup. We would want to ask because it's not the normal times. It's the pandemic and you're competing, and fighting for flag and country. How was that whole experience for you guys? Kwentuhan mo kami.
Well, it's a unique experience, having to prepare during this time of the pandemic. It wasn't the ideal situation, but we as a team all adapted in what we had, and then we just made the most out of it. The unique thing about it was half ng team were able to go to the States and train, but then half, because of some visa problems, were here in the Philippines. And then we just met in Uzbekistan in our tournament na. So team dynamic wise, we just really had to work really hard in like a span of like 2 to 3 days, because that was the only time we had with the whole team. And fortunately, we were able to get the results that we wanted. So yeah, medyo mahirap pero nag-enjoy naman kami, and very lucky that we were able to still play during this pandemic. Yeah.
Some character that you showed in those games. Our chasers have more questions. Abak, go ahead. We'll circle back into Abak kasi I think we're having some difficulties in his connection. Jerry, ikaw muna.
Yes. Hi, Ina.
Hello.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Marlon Maro a few days ago, and he told us na you're planning to have a California training for the next year's Asian Cup, ano?
Right.
Any update na ba doon sa pagpunta niyo sa US?
I think we're leaving in a few weeks para maka-train kami ulit in California. That's where we were preparing for this tournament. So babalik lang ulit kami doon kasi mas lenient yung protocols nila with COVID, and we were able to play there normally and play against teams, which really helped us preparing for our games. Yun yung wala tayo dito, and it's hard. We can't blame anyone here. It's really tough with the whole situation here and the cases that we have then.
Nung nagte-training kayo for the qualifiers, nasa US ka ba or andito ka sa Pilipinas?
Nasa US ako kasi I was one of the girls who had visas na. So we were able to fly. We flew in end of July, and then we stayed there until early September, and we just got back now.
No.
Medyo matagal.
If ever matuloy yun, malamang doon na kayo New Year,
Magpapasko.
mag-Christmas.
Mhm.
Oo nga eh.
Ano mo ba doon? Anong
Yeah,
feeling mo ron sa gano'n?
Medyo malungkot kasi you won't be with your family, pero it's part of the sacrifices that you need to make to, chase the dream that we have. Yung hashtag remember the goal nga is for us to make it to the World Cup, and this is a necessary step that we need to take para makaabot kami ng World Cup. So we really need to make sure that we prepare with our top focus mind every training for that one. But I'm sure magiging masaya din kami with the team. Sari-sariling gimmick with the team na lang din.
Yeah, White Christmas if ever, no?
Yeah.
And yeah, one more thing, Ina. As part of the national team, no, for so many years now, how did it help you improve as a player and as a person?
It's about, I think, at a young age, having to experience playing with people who were older than me and being exposed to games internationally. That really helped me mature in terms of game intelligence and also the confidence. So I think that's the huge advantage that I got, and as well as my other teammates who also started young. And then we just brought that back to LaSalle when we were playing in college.
Okay. Thank you, Ina. Thank you.
Welcome.
Waylon.
Vince.
Yes, hi Ina.
Hello.
Congrats ha. Ito lang,
Salamat.
syempre, yung about the possibility of yung goal na to reach the World Cup, di ba? Pero ito, by making it to the AFC Women's Asian Cup for the second straight time, kumbaga, memorable to para sa'yo, para sa buong team. Pero ikaw ba, meron kang personal game talagang tumatak sa'yo or tournament na grabe yung emosyon mo, talagang memorable to, bukod dito sa Asia Cup?
Bukod sa qualifiers na linaro namin,
Yes.
I would say yung SEA Games. Kasi iba yung last na SEA Games dito, iba yung feeling na naglalaro ka sa sarili mong bansa and then having to sing your national anthem right before the game, just yung lahat ng emotions mo nasa iyo lahat, and then parang all you could feel is just a lot of pride and honor, and the fact na parang you're that only person who can represent your country in the sport that you love doing is surreal for us in the team.
Ina, I'm not sure kung narinig mo na to yung merong kumbaga parang move na palitan yung moniker ng national women's team, yung Malditas. Ikaw ba?
Right.
Na may idea ka na dapat ba palitan, dapat ibahin, or may idea ka ba kung ano dapat ang moniker?
Well, hindi naman, parang never kami talagang tinawag na Malditas, like constantly nag-change siya. Minsan pag feel nila Malditas, minsan Philippine Women's National Team lang. It doesn't bother us a lot. For us, it's really about who we play for, what we stand for, and the culture we belong. It's about the countrymen that we always represent naman. So, pero, well, if meron silang alam na maka-represent kung ano yung team namin, just, let us know. Baka palitan, and then yun yung suggestion nila yung gamitin.
Oo nga naman, kasi pag Maldita, parang masungit di ba?
Yeah, at some point then, yes.
Ako, I love it.
Anyway,
I don't know. Gusto ko yung Malditas.
Oo. Agree pala si
Feeling ko, kasali sa kanila. Yung ugali ko pwedeng kasali sa kanila. Okay, Abacus questions.
Kang he's having a hard time.
Aba, can you hear?
Hi,
Yeah,
Ina.
there is.
Hello.
Question ko lang, is there any development dun sa possible training ng entire team as a whole sa California? Because I heard merong, alam mo naman, yung visa problem.
Yeah, I think the goal is really to have everyone in one place at the same time. Right now, I know they're trying to do everything that they can so that they can bring us all as one team in the States. But I hope that they also have a backup plan na just in case magka-problema ulit sa visa, baka pwede i-divert sa ibang lugar or something like that. Kasi sobrang importante talaga na buo yung team habang nagpe-prepare.
All right. Well, unfortunately, si Abak na disconnect, but nevertheless, so what's in the timeline for the team now? Now that of course we just finished this tournament, anong mga susunod yun ang nakaplano?
So, nag-start na kami ng online training this week.
Yes.
So, yung rest namin pretty much yung whole quarantine, yan lang. And then balik training na ulit. And then ang plano nila is early November or last week of October is when we go to our camp, whether that's in the States or anywhere that they think that we can have the whole team. And then we're gonna stay there until the AFC finals, which is in January in India, and then balik ng Philippines after that.
Right. But I'm interested to know, have you always wanted to be a goalkeeper? Because you are our goalkeeper. Is that something that was your choice, or the coach made you the goalkeeper? I did soccer too in grade school, but I can't be a goalkeeper. Ang hirap niyan.
Interesting
parang hindi ko abot.
question.
Diba kailangan yung leap mo dyan, tapos your hands and everything. How did that come about?
I wasn't a goalkeeper nung una. I was a striker. I like to score goals before I started defending. And then parang there was this one time in grade school also, or like towards high school na, yung team ko in CSA, we didn't have a goalkeeper. But I was one of the players who were playing in the higher teams, in the older brackets. And then there was a goalkeeper. na parang nakikita ko lang paano maglaro. And then just because of that experience of playing with with older people, my current coach in grade school just put me on goal. And then at first I wasn't even using my hands. I was using my feet lang kasi I don't know how to use my hands. And then yun, tuloy-tuloy na. For college, sinabi sa akin ni Coach Hans, you can't play field anymore. But then I would always like play around whenever we had the chance na sa training. Like, papayagan niya akong lumabas sa goalkeeping. I love playing field. I love playing with my teammates on the field. And I think it's a huge advantage as a goalkeeper to be good with your feet because of the trend now in football na they're really part of the play now. They use the goalkeepers for build-ups as well, for counterattacks, and most of the time, paa yung gamit. So it did do me good also.
I got the feeling na Agustinian nga tong kausap ko. Pareho tayo. I also went to CSA and,
Yeah.
and that's where everything started. No, kasi sa school na yan, lahat ng sports may experience mo from soccer to softball, track and field, basketball, everything, gymnastics, lahat papatry sa'yo. And then eventually, you'll find something that you know you really love. And
Right.
ikaw, you pursued football. Okay, an opportunity, Ina, to thank, of course, the supporters of the Philippine women's football team and invite them to continue on supporting you sa inyong mga susunod pa na endeavors.
Right. So first, I just really want to say thank you to PFF, to our manager, Sir Jeff, and to our whole staff and team behind our team, our nutritionist, our S&C coach, our sports psychologist, everyone who's been helping us really prepare for this tournament, and for sa lahat ng sumabay sa games namin na nagtiyaga sa streaming. Thank you so much. And also, I just want to say hi to my family, my friends. Thank you for the support that you guys always give us and my team. And yeah, sana tuloy-tuloy lang yung suporta, and then we will really do our best to make it to the World Cup. And yeah, sana kita-kita na rin tayo lahat dito at makalaro na rin ng face-to-face sa Pilipinas.
Nawala si Riza, Waylon.
Wala. Anyway, thanks, Ina. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you,
the
thank you. Thank you.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck sa inyo, Rina.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Ayan. Jerry Ramos, dalawa na lang tayo. Unang nawala si Abak. Tapos si Rinza. Anyway, para next makasama natin sila. Quick break lang tayo mga ka-chasers. Paring Jerry, ayusin lang natin yung connection ni Abak and Risa. Babalikan, the Chasedown!
Chasedown!
All right, welcome back to the Chasedown. We're still joined by Wayla Galvez, Aba Cordero, and Jerry Ramos and myself. Unfortunately, di ako nakapag-bye kay Ina, but that was an awesome conversation that we
Ako
had
din eh.
with the team captain of the Philippine women's football team. We wish them all the best. You know, their quest to be in the World Cup is not a far shot. Kayang-kaya natin yan. And sa kwento nga niya, tuloy-tuloy naman pala yung kanilang pag-iensayo, pag-training. So let's all wish them and pray for them na ma-achieve nila ang kanilang ultimate goal to be again in the World Cup. Okay, now we have our third guest. Katulad ng pinramis namin sa inyo today is going to be super packed. And this time, it's another gentleman that we enjoy talking to each and every time. So let's bring him on the show. We'd like to introduce this afternoon to our Chasers, the chairman of the Games and Amusements Board. Our favorite is back on the show. Mr. Baham Mitra is joining us. Sir, good afternoon.
I'm
Boss,
yes,
yun,
sirs. Jerry, Elon, and of course Abak. And oh my God, I'm flattered. I don't know if she says it all the time, but I heard. Did I hear it right? She said our favorite.
Yes!
Grabe.
Oo naman.
Woo! Gandang
Paborito
hapon,
po namin
ma'am.
kayo. But
Good afternoon,
kasi,
gentlemen. Good afternoon
and
to everyone following Chasedown. It's
Yes, sir.
honor. Thank you, paring Abak, for this chance to be back. I'm
Salamat, salamat.
honored.
sir, we are so happy to have you back. We failed to talk to you again after our recent interview, and a lot of things happened. You've been very vocal too. Maisingit ko na lang din that you caught the virus, and you know you were able to overcome it. Kamusta po kayo ngayon?
Well, it's the time I caught the virus was probably the time when I was strongest. You know, I was running, I was walking, I was biking, working out, and that's what I always say to our stakeholders. No, even if you are professional players, you're strong. The virus can catch you. Eh. At that time, kasi there were 2 or 3 nights that I was puyat, and I biked
Mhm.
for almost 50 kilometers, and di ako sanay sa ganun. So medyo baka humina yung resistance ko that time, kaya pumasok yung virus. So it's a reminder to all our stakeholders, our sports friends, no? Hindi porkit malakas ang katawan natin, let's not put our guards down. So I'm all right.
Mhm.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for asking. I think I've fully recovered. Although there are times na parang I feel that things that I used to do, I cannot do anymore. Like for example, going up by bike to Tagaytay. There are hills there that I had to walk na. Unlike before, tuloy-tuloy lang. So okay lang.
Mhm.
Just no, palakas lang tayong lahat. And everybody please get vaccinated.
Mhm. And stay healthy. And of course, katulad ng sinabi ni Sir Baham, regardless if you're vaccinated, you're an athlete, you're strong, and you feel healthy, you shouldn't be taking it for granted. You never let your guards down kasi yan ang talaga magiging sandata natin against this virus. Okay, Sir Mitra, let's talk about the recent virtual sports summit. Wow, that could be something new, something usually pag ganitong summit, you hold everybody in a hall, 'di ba? Ngayon virtual. Tell us about what happened in the event.
This is already the third virtual sports summit, and thank you guys for all your support. No, the media has always played a big part in promoting this, participating, giving suggestions, because you guys have been there for a long time. Kami bago lang. And yung experience ninyo, very valuable. Tsaka yan yung parang institutional knowledge na nakukuha namin from you. I came from Congress, I came from the provincial government, and then into sports, no? Salamat sa tulong ninyo. And yung first summit was, you're right, it was a gathering of sports heroes and yung mga retirees natin, ng mga super din, di ba? Parang reunion. It's a first professional sports summit. So medyo nangangapa-ngapa pa. Second professional sports summit the year after, may pandemic na. So hindi pa alam masyado. Itong third professional sports summit, it's actually a legacy sports summit kasi paalis na ako and meron ng learnings eh. We'd like to thank our stakeholders. We really need to give it to them. No? Outside of the media, the stakeholders really went out of their way. Si Mark Zambrano talked about their experience in the Chooks to Go 3x3 bubble. Sila Eric Castro for the PBA, sila Ma'am Rose, and all the others, no? Including football, volleyball, si Ricky Palu, grabe. Um, Maraming nanood, hindi lang po professional sports because we tap the academe, no? We talk to CHED to send their people, and of course yung PSC, ang daming mga LGUs na nanood na parang, ganito pala yung professional sports, dito pala kami pwedeng pumunta. And ito pala ang sitwasyon. And yung iba sa kanila, parang ginagaya yung mga learnings nung mga leagues, no? So, we're very happy that successful naman and nagugulat nga kami. Minsan, umaabot ng 400, 500 yung mga nanonood. So, salamat. At mabuti at natapos na rin and we're glad that maraming learnings ang na-pick up ng ating mga professional stakeholders, coaches, team owners, pati na rin yung academe and pati na rin yung mga nasa LGU na inimbita ng CHED at saka PSU. So PSC.
Okay. Abak, yeah, further questions?
Yes, Chairman, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Well,
Sir.
thank you po. Napaka-importante ng message ni Chairman Baham Mitra kanina, no, regarding the COVID, no, na not because you feel strong means you are safe from the virus. Napaka-importante po niya sinabi mo na yan to make people realize na hindi po malaki muscle mo at maganda katawan mo, safe ka sa virus. Ano. Anyway, Chairman po, ang tanong ko lang, GAB is in charge of all professional sports po dito sa bansa natin. Ano po ba ang latest when it comes to professional sports? May mga bago po ba padating? May mga, Chairman?
Medyo mahina konti. Oh, sorry.
Ano po bang bago sa professional sports? May mga parating po bang mga bagong events, bagong...
Merong tinatrabaho yung Wego Todo, no? We just need to study it some more and yung mga ano niya, yung additional safety measures niya, no? Kay Freddy Munsayak, nire-ready na. And then if you may have noticed dito sa third and my last professional sports summit, parang ang laki nung binigay nating parang area or slot dun sa esports. I think I've shared it already with you guys na it's the fastest growing. Of course, boxing has been there. Diba? Basketball, football bago lang. Pero itong esports, bago lang eh. Nung kadarating lang natin. And grabe, yung ano nila, yung what do you call this, yung pinaka-licenses nila. Pati yung mga podcasters nila and all, yung mga promoters nila, ang dami, it's growing, no? So, if you're asking me kung ano pa yung what's up with GAB and what's prospects of GAB and what's the future of GAB, I think it's going to be esports and it's also a challenge to us, no? Sa back na a lot of these people cut classes to just play. So, nagkakaroon kami ng trainings with them na balanced life naman, di ba? Cannot be just all play, di ba? You have to set aside a portion of your day for physical fitness, for education, for socialization, and then of course your play. Cannot be just all play because in some of our interviews with them, parang ano sila eh, parang hindi sila masyadong sociable. Wala silang exercise, di ba? Yung iba mataba, yung iba payat masyado. Parang, you guys don't look physically fit to me, sabi ko sa kanilang gano'n. So, ano pa, yung boxing, we're very excited no, with all the upcoming fights. Hopefully, Mark Magsayo will be our next world champion. Of course, Jervin Angkas. Ito lang, medyo masakit konti sa dibdib natin, si Raymart Gabalio and si Nonito Donaire. maglalaban, dalawang Pinoy for a world title, no? WBC. Pero wala tayong magagawa. Magagaling yung Pinoy sa ano na yan eh. Sa weight na yan. At saka yung mga Amerikano naglalaban-laban din naman. Mga Meksikano naglaban-laban din yan. Mabuti nga yan at all Filipino cast. We're hoping that the quarantine restrictions will go down and that the PBA finals should play in Manila if the IATF will allow. Baka magalit na naman sa akin yung PBA, pero I can't keep it to myself. I'm so excited. We might just have imports in the next conference. And we're just waiting for the data. We're going to endorse them to the IATF and the Department of Foreign Affairs. They will, of course, have to undergo the 10-day regular quarantine period for everybody that's coming into the country. And I think they should be vaccinated before they'll be allowed to play. Football, they will be meeting very soon to decide if they will have an activity in November and before December. And volleyball, sorry to say, not so good news, but PVL has decided to play February next year. So wala mo ng volleyball ngayon. Grabe! Ang saya nung PVL. We went to Ilocos and we watched all the games and met two teams and galing nila Sir Ricky and we're very happy na volleyball has finally turned professional. Congratulations to the Premier Volleyball League and to the organizers. So many more, Sir Abak.
Okay. Kami din, hoping din kami na many more years ka pa dyan sa Games and Amusement Board.
Sana nga pero boss, co-terminus tayo Ma'am, sana in another chance or in another venue, baka ma-interview pa rin tayo dito. Baka hindi lang tayo na nasa GAB. I don't know how. Or baka uupo na rin ako kasama ninyo na interview.
Yan.
Or interviewer pala. Oo. I might just
Why
join
not?
you after my stint at GAB.
In any
Gab
capacity,
is-
Chairman, welcome ka dito.
Ay, thank you. Wow,
Gab
salamat.
is fortunate. Gab is fortunate to have you. Sir, si Jerry po may mga tanong din po sa inyo.
Boss Jerry!
Chairman, speaking of boxing, no, alam natin yung GAB nag-introduce na nung hematoma machines no during mga
Yes.
boxing events. Yes, and I think sa Pangasinan yata no, doon yung unang inintroduce yung paggamit ng machines na yon. Ano ba yan? Tuloy-tuloy na ba yan even after your stint with GAB?
Yes. When we entered the Games and Amusements Board, the budget of GAB was I think about 85 million. Ngayon po nag-142 na. Almost double. Hopefully bago tayo umalis madoble natin. Yung revenue stream nila lumaki na rin kasi dumami na yung licensees. Ang pinaka-importante yung safety measures. The GAB has signed with the DOH a memorandum of agreement giving them free medicals. And we did not stop at that. We asked Senator Bongo for funding and he gave us funding to buy hematoma machines. Ito kasi napaka-importante. This is a parang very important safety measure na mukhang first in the world din tayo. Kasi first in the world tayo na nagkaroon ng free medicals for boxing. For boxers.
Yes.
Ito, pagkatapos ng laban, idadaan kagad sila sa hematoma machine. Ngayon, pag may nakitang clot doon, diretso kagad sa ospital. Yung iba kasi walang nararamdaman. May masama palang tama. Ito, maaga pa lang, makikita na kagad. So, yes, it's going to be there to stay even beyond my term at the GAB.
For free ba yon, Chairman, na ginagamit sa mga boxers? Libre po ba yun?
Libre po yan. Libre. Ano po yan? Ano natin yan? Legacy natin yan sa Games and Amusements Board.
Gusto mo i-try, Jerry?
Malaking...
Again, ma'am?
Parang gusto po i-try ni Jerry yung yung
Hindi,
machine.
pwede
Naubo
naman
ko
eh.
sa'yo, Risa.
Anytime.
Pwede.
Wala namang problema yun.
Wala. Hindi naman pala. I-try.
So malaking tulong sa mga sa mga promoters din 'yan, 'di ba, Chairman, kahit
Yan.
Oh,
kahit
definitely.
paano.
At saka ano to, safety measure ito kasi sabi ko kasi minsan hindi sila nakakaano eh. Hindi nila nararamdaman. Meron na pala silang tama. And
Correct.
pag may nakita doon, irarush na kagad yan. Hindi pa lang masyado na ibabalita sa WBC or ano. Pero pag nabalitaan nila to, malamang pag-uusapan na naman ito at saka baka meron na namang makuhang commendation yung GAB sa WBC. And there was one time that they were talking about the free medicals na gusto nilang gayahin sa ibang bansa. Pero it's been 2-3 years, hindi pa rin nila nagagaya. Ano lang, Ma'am Risa, I was talking to Japan, no? They're a very rich country. Meron tayong Japan loans, no? Japanese loans. Pero tayo nakaka-provide ng free medicals. Hindi sila maka-provide ng free medicals. I guess it's just a matter of siguro prioritization. Kasi nga nung inaprubahan ito, sabi namin, yung 4-piece, nabibigyan nyo nga ng free medicals, itong mga fighters, medyo may risk sa buhay nila, baka pwede nyo na rin bigyan. Pumayag. So, ayos naman, di ba? Kasi nga parang health for all eh. Ano ba yun? Parang universal health program. Yan. So, pati na rin yung sports natin, yung mga sportsmen natin, boxers natin, sinama na rin nila. So, we're very grateful to the Department of Health. Hindi namin inaangkin yan. Programa nila yan, nakiusap tayo sa kanila at pinagbigyan nila tayo. Secretary Obial, Sandit, Secretary Duque has continued it.
Chairman, nabanggit niyo na rin lang yung PBA kanina, no? Wag na muna yung import. Mas na-curious ako doon about the finals likely being held in Manila. Nakipag-usap na ba sa inyo yung PBA about that possibility?
I talked to parang I also used to play basketball and we also have personal friends outside of our friendship and close working relationship with Com Willie. I've talked to a few players, coaches, trainers. Ang hirap daw talaga sa bubble eh. You're away from the family, you're isolated from the world, and merong emotional stress na talagang hirap. And so far, mukhang wala na tayo doon sa red list. The country seems to be doing better. The quarantine levels are going down. So, kung kami lang, mas gusto sana namin na ang nakalagay lang doon, yes, you can play in Manila, but you have to be in a bubble. Ang gusto ng PBA, to play in Manila, walang bubble. So, medyo may deadlock tayo ng konti ron. Remember, it's not the GAB that does the policy. It's just the GAB that implements the policy that is done by the IATF. So again, ulitin ko, ang nakalagay doon, pwede sila maglaro sa Manila, pero nakabubble sila dapat. Parang preferred sana ng PBA na kung sa Manila din lang, pabayaan nang umuwi, ang lapit na rin lang naman. Pero if I were the PBA, finals na yan 2 teams na lang. Diba? So, i-confine na lang nila. Tapos i-shuttle na lang nila sa court, balik nila sa hotel. So, if I were to advise the PBA, agree to what the IATF wants so that they can play finals in Manila. Although, of course, there's no difference because there's no audience, diba? IATF has allowed the resumption of professional sports but without audience. So, I think iba pa rin talaga pag nasa Manila.
Okay.
Tama.
Salamat, Chairman.
Ay, thank you po.
Thank you. Way?
Wailan?
Kung nagkaroon ulit ng technical difficulty si Muse natin, si Rizzo Diaz. Anyway, Chairman, ako may tanong po sa Chairman Baham. Talaga po bang talagang...
Sandali, lang. Technical question lang. Meron ba kayong volume? Kasi parang lahat kayo mahina. Hindi naman mahina yung labas sa amin. Baka our technical people can increase the volume of your questions or maybe something with my phone.
Oo nga, Chairman.
Kaya pakilakas na lang. Go ahead.
Direk, gawan mo to ng paraan. Direk, yung volume ni Chairman.
Hindi.
Anyway,
Sige,
Chairman.
hindi kayo.
Oh,
Okay, okay.
question lang. Eto, kung talagang hindi na mapipigil yung pag-alis nyo sa GAB. Pero syempre, di ba, yung especially yung taon na to, yung turn ninyo sa GAB, medyo nagkaroon ng konting mga game fixing sa ganitong liga. Kung paalis kayo, Chairman, sa head ng GAB, may mga na-form na ba kayo na guidelines on how to deal? At least aalis kayo na, kumbaga meron titignan yung next leader ng GAB. If ever na, ito, ginawang policy ng GAB under Chairman Baham Mitra.
Tapos meron kaming meron kaming operations manual na inaayos. We'll try to give you a copy. Tsaka meron tayong boxers parang boxer trainers book kung saan ipamimigay sa lahat ng boksingero. Nakalagay doon kung saan sila nagtitraining, anong oras. Meron silang parang logbook, no? So yan yung mga legacy natin, and yung operations manual, tingin ko malaking bagay yun para alam na nila kung anong gagawin sa mga susunod. Fill in the blanks na lang. There's also something that, of course, everybody by now knows that we did not file our certificate of candidacy, and that we will probably be in GAB up to June unless we're given a new assignment, because there are a lot of secretaries that have decided to run. No? But ako, okay na ako sa GAB. Masaya na ako. Marandiyan kayo. Madami tayong mga bagong kaibigan, and marami tayong nagagawa. So there's also 2 days ago, we met with the CHED and the PSC. Maganda yung nangyari sa JAW. Nagkaroon tayo ng very good working relationship sa DOH tsaka sa PSC. Tapos yung CHED, nagpapatulong sila on the resumption of amateur sports. And so GAB shared our knowledge with them, yung technical knowledge and experience nila Dr. Viernes. And because of that, naging close na ang GAB, PSC, tsaka the CHED. And so, in some of our meetings, we were discussing na nilapitan ako minsan nung NCAA na itong mga referees namin, mga professionals ito eh. Dapat ito, lisensyado nyo na ito. Itong mga coaches namin, sinusweldohan yan eh. Yung mga trainers namin, itong mga league officials, dapat ito ma-professionalize. Sabi ko, teka. Medyo hinay-hinay lang tayo. Medyo marami nang ginagawa yung GAB. Maybe later on. And so, parang may mga nagfa-follow up. So, we called CHED about it. Okay naman sa kanila. And then yung PSC, surprisingly, when we met with the PSC, they're also doing something similar. So, mukhang yung proposal namin at saka yung proposal nila, very similar. So, we just need to talk to the Philippine Olympic Committee. Tapos yung mapo-professionalize na yung coaching, no? Pati na rin yung yung coach A, coach AA, coach AAA, 'di ba? Parang meron ng category. And then we invited DepEd, but sadly, they did not attend. Kasi para tayong may meron tayong gano'n, no? Ang pinakamarami, yung elementary at saka secondary. Yan ang maraming coaches, maraming players, no? Tapos, darating yung collegiate, dating yung national team, dating yung professionals, pinaka-konti na lang. So, gusto sana natin, kasama yung DepEd, yung CHED, yung PSC, tsaka tayo. Parang National Sports Coordinating Council. Each respecting its mandate of its own institution, but working together. Minsan kasi may lumalapit sa kanila, papasa na lang sa amin. May lumalapit sa amin, papasa na lang namin sa kanila. What we will do is, we will refer it to the National Sports Coordinating Council and talk about it and how we can help each other, respecting each other's mandate. So, parang lang ba, Coordinating Council. And then, we were lucky that nandun sa audience yung PBA party list, no? Sila Congressman Nograles, Congressman Mark Sambar, na parang pag natuloy daw yan, they will try to also legislate this. sabi ko nga, let's not wait for the legislature. We'll try to come up with an EO or a memorandum of understanding or agreement between the four agencies and work together. So we're very excited about this. We're not yet promising it, but so far yung initial talks dun sa apat, maganda. So all of us will not force our way. If they want, voluntary. Yung ibang sports na gusto, okay. Kasi yung sa golf daw, parang iba daw talaga yung amateur sa pro and iba daw, no problem, no problem. Kung sino lang yung gusto, gawin na muna natin, gawin natin ng tama. Pag nakita nila maayos yun, all the others will follow. Basta ang usapan, yung apat na agencies, all in. Tulungan.
Agree
Alright.
agree ang Chasedown diyan, Chairman, kasi kung meron man nangyaring positive sa, 'di ba, sa other pandemic, yung nagtulungan yung yung GAB, yung PSC,
At saka
together with the Department of Health, nabuo yung joint administrative order. And moving forward, maganda yan kasi tingin ko yung COVID-19 na to magiging part na rin ng buhay natin eh. So maganda
Oo nga eh.
may guide sa sports.
You're right, no? Some people have been talking about saka na when we go back to normal. Saka na pagka hindi alam kung kailan 'yun eh. We have to deal with this now, 'di ba? Even in sports, even in our lives, no? That's why all of these things are nag-a-adapt. Yung sabi ng IATF, professional sports lang ang pwede. So, yung ibang mga leagues nag-pro. Siyempre, tinulungan din natin. Tapos, akala nila mahirap, akala nila mahal. Alam mo, parang tumaba yung puso namin nung nagsalita si Sir Ricky Palu, na sabi niya, akala namin mahirap kausap ang GAB, akala namin mahal, akala namin ang dami nilang regulation. Hindi namin akalain, katulong pala namin sila na mag-comply dun sa regulation. So parang, salamat Sir Ricky. At least credit goes to the GAB personnel inside the bubble who were not just guiding them, they were also assisting in their own little way. So, I hope na pag alis ko, medyo maganda-ganda na yung image ng GAB kasi noong mga nakaraan, parang marami nagtatampo sa GAB eh. Hindi po kami mga pulis, hindi po kami mga hindi po kami mga law enforcement agencies. Kami po ay umaalalay sa mga liga na sumunod sa health and safety protocols at umiwas sa mga game fixing at saka mga ganon. So ano lang kami, katulong po kami ng ang kaagapay, kaagapay ng atletang Pilipino.
Aba?
Please.
Baham Mitra!
All right. Well, so unfortunate that we have limited time to talk to Sir Baham, but we certainly hope that it's not going to be the last. Perhaps on another conversation, it could be on a different capacity, but still, we would like to thank you for the initiatives that you have pushed, the many, of course, developments that the Philippine sports has gained and achieved through your tenure. Sir Baham, may mga nais po ba kayong pasalamatan? Mga nais niyo pong paalala po sa ating mga manonood?
I said it earlier, no, na for our stakeholders, our sports enthusiasts, practitioners, don't feel that you're Superman. Not because you're fit, hindi ka tatamaan ng COVID. Talagang lang, ingat lang lahat. Isang mali lang, problema na eh. I also again would like to thank our friends in the media for also helping us out, assisting us, and the opportunity to be working with you. We will forever cherish that and bring that to wherever we go to. And I guess we also have to thank the president, no, for giving us this chance to be of service to our people. No, we've served in the local governments, in the legislature, now in the executive. So, salamat po sa lahat ng nakikinig. Salamat din sa inyo. It's always an honor to be here in Chasedown. Mabuhay, Chasedown. God bless. Thank you po.
All right. Ingat po kayo, sir, and we'll catch up with you again next time. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. God bless. Salamat.
All
Salamat.
right. That is Chairman Baham Mitra of
Baham Mitra.
Games An amusement board. Thank you, sir. Okay, very quick dahil
Yeah.
meron pa tayong mga ilang natitirang oras. Let's
Hmm.
run through the
Wala.
news, especially yung mga nasa headlines natin. Ito yung isa sa mga magagandang balita, and Abak will tell us more about the upcoming Southeast Asian Games sa Hanoi, Vietnam. We heard that finally there's a green light amidst all the questions. Matutuloy na daw, Abak.
Yes, because of the pandemic, alam po natin na na-postpone ang Vietnam SEA Games scheduled for 2021. But again, after so many considerations, binigyan ng SEA Games Federation Vietnam until October this month to decide. And the decision that came out was that itutuloy nila in May next year. Kailangan ituloy yan, May next year, because 2022 na yan. Meron ng 2023 season na sa Cambodia. So it's either ayaw nila or ituloy nila next year. And the good news, according to POC President Baham Mitra, is that yes, muka. I mean, it's very likely na itutuloy ng Vietnam next year. So SEA Games
Nice.
athletes, stand by, prepare, tuloy ang SEA Games next year. Thank you.
Fantastic news. And more good news, our weightlifters, power lifters at that, nagwagi sa Uzbekistan. Tama ba yun?
Yes, Reese, tama ka.
Sweden. Go, Wayland. Yeah.
Yes, Joyce Reboton, nanalo ng silver at bronze medal dito sa World Classic
Nag-guess sa atin yan, ha?
Powerlifting Championship. Eto, nakuha si Joyce Reboton ng silver at bronze. Makasaysayang panalo ng Pilipinas dahil ito yung 2021 World Classic Powerlifting. Ginanap ito sa Sweden. So nasungkit ni Reboton ng silver sa bench press, habang ang bronze naman ay nakuha niya sa total para maging first Filipino na nanalo ng medalya dito sa World Open sa Total Classic Powerlifting. So yan, different yan from the Samahang Weightlifting ng Pilipinas ito dahil ito under ng Powerlifting Association of the Philippines. Reese?
Okay.
But nevertheless, congratulations kasi talagang they represented the country well and they all made us very proud. Last news natin before we say goodbye, of course, hindi natin pwede palampasin ang mga PBA news. Jerry, bakbakan?
Oo. Bukas, parehong Game 4, Magnolia versus Meralco and San Miguel versus TNT Tropang Giga. Lamang ang TNT and Magnolia in their respective series. Nanalo ang TNT kahapon, no? After that heartbreaking Game 2 loss.
Yeah.
Bumawi sila kagabi to win by blowout, 115-98. And ang Meralco naman, nakabawi, hindi nalugmok sa 3-0 deficit dahil nanalo sila to the tune of 91-86 para gawing 2-1 ang serye nila against Magnolia Hotshots. Bukas, parehong Game 4 starting at 2 p.m. Magnolia versus Meralco muna, and then 4:35 San Miguel versus TNT. Riza?
Ayan. Siyempre, we bring you the games live in different platforms. So from, of course, TV5, Signal, Smart Sports on Facebook, pati na rin ang Signal Play app. At syempre nga, we're hoping, of course, that katulad ng mga nakuha nating mga balita, sana mabigyan ng approval na after the semifinals, we could have the finals of the PBA here in Metro Manila. Let's continue to pray. Ang pwede natin maging ambag dyan is, again, tumulong para maipababa ang cases, para mapayagan tayo ng IATF. But nevertheless, it was a great afternoon. We thank our guests, Ina Palacios, Coach Pat Aquino, and of course, Sir Baham Mitra for joining us today. And medyo bitin, but we hope that we would see you again in the next episode of the
Chasedown!
Salamat po sa inyong pagtutok this afternoon. See you guys again. Ingat, stay safe and healthy, everyone.
Paring Saldi!
Sir Willa.
Pakin Saldi!
Ingat, pagaling.
Galing.
Happy birthday!